This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Hey, yo.
Good evening.
Hello. How we doing? How are you all doing?
We good.
We good?
Very good.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, you too. Happy Monday to all our listeners.
Happy hump day, guys.
Yeah.
Hump day or Monday. It could be a Wednesday, it could be a Thursday. Depends on when
You
you
can listen whenever you want.
Yeah.
Really.
Call the cops,
Up
we
to
don't
you.
care. Big episode this week because it is November 1st when this is released. You know what November is here in Australia? It is Australian Music Month, and all month we got 5 episodes that will be released in November, and we'll be doing nothing but Australian music with Australian musicians on the show. And the first one, we're kicking it off with Pat Broxton from Tassie band the Sleepyheads. Pat, thanks so much for coming on the show, mate.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
No, we very much
No
appreciate
problem.
it. It's last year in Aus Music Month we did Ceres, their second album, and now against, who did we do it against? Kiss Chasey,
I have heard that one, yeah.
which is another great matchup. But this one is just as good. Ceres, I don't want to be anyone but
Not
here
better.
against Sly Withers Gardens, I should say. I'm very keen to get chatting. It's been a good week of listening, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll get into that in a sec. Pat, your latest release that came out a month or so ago featured fellow podcast alumni Connor Brooker from Brisbane band Bugs. How did you piece that little feature together?
So sick.
How did I wrangle Connor?
Yeah.
He's actually a hard man to like pin down, so it was very, very good. We just met here and there at gigs. We played a thing called Woolly Mammoth up in Adelaide,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and we just got talking there, and then I got to the second verse of that song, and I just like was so sick of my own voice that I was like, I wasn't gonna get someone on here. No, I feel like it's like the most Bugs-esque song that I think I've ever done. So it worked out really well, and he like added a whole bunch of really cool little guitar bits and stuff like that as well. So yeah, he just kind of took it and went wild, and I was very happy for him to do that.
Awesome.
It sounds good too, because it's one of those songs where the feature doesn't sound like crazily out of place. It fits so well, like his voice.
Yeah, I was kind of worried there was going to be like a token, like just because I wanted Connor on the song, like we just like jammed him in somewhere, like but like we kind of made it sound as natural as possible, which is really cool.
Did you actually record it like with him? Was he in the studio with him?
No, so this is like all during COVID and stuff. So
Whoa.
I kind of wrote the song and had like a vague idea of what I was going to do for the second verse, and I wanted that whole like call and response thing in the second half of the verse.
Yeah.
So I kind of sent him a couple of ideas, and then I recorded like a scratch version of my bit, and then he recorded his bits over, and then I just like went over it to do the proper vocal part.
Man.
So yeah, and then he just set all the guitar tracks separately as well, so we just slotted those in too.
Was that tricky
Sick.
doing that kind of, especially the call and response part? Was that kind of tricky to nail down when you're not actually in the same room together?
It was weird. Like I had to record both parts myself, just like so I could show him what I meant,
Yeah.
and then like trying to record it without the bits in between. It did feel really odd, but I think it came out okay.
Yeah, definitely. Because I asked because I couldn't even like tell that it felt very authentic, like you're actually calling and responding to each other.
That's
in the
good.
song. Yeah.
Art.
Yeah. You've announced a couple of shows recently. Well, you're playing one this weekend up in Brisbane, the Halloween show.
Brisbane.
Bribby. Yeah, it's the new capital of Queensland, Bribby. And then also announced Party in the Paddock, or Party in the Apocalypse.
Yeah,
Is that
so
what it's
like
called now?
those
That's
the
cool.
Vibe Sound guys are kind of, they did it like the Basin concert earlier in the year as well down here, which ended up not being at the Basin, which is like a whole other story. But like, it was this whole like seated thing with sections all like COVID safe, because public health just do absolutely everything they can to like make it as hard as possible to put on a show.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to basically do that, but do like 2 parts of this like Party in the Apocalypse thing. It's going to be sick.
Right.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's cool. And then the Brizzy show this weekend.
Yeah.
Where's that one at?
It's at Greaser.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a cool little
Yeah,
venue.
I've only been there like as a patron one time, so I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited.
It's like a small little stage setup, but it's really intimate
Yeah,
and cool.
I think they're like setting up a second stage for this thing. I think they're going like multiple, so they can fit as many bands in as they can and just go one after the other.
Yeah, nice.
I don't
Oh,
really know
that's
how it's going to work, but yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
As I said before, the albums we're doing today are rad, and we very much appreciate you coming on and choosing these two. What was the thought process behind picking these two Aussie albums?
I just wanted to go to albums that kind of went together, I guess, that you could kind of compare, because it's hard to compare albums that aren't really like similar in
Yeah.
any way. So, yeah, and these guys are just like two of my favourite Australian bands. So when I got told they had to be Australian, I was like, yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Made it even easier.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I there's sometimes when I tell them like, oh yeah, it's got to be Australian, I think, oh no, it's going to completely limit them. But I thought with you, you'd be sweet with it. You'd
I mean, it's
you'd
also
run with it.
like just an opportunity just to like get everyone to listen to the old Ceres albums and not just the last two, which is sick.
Yeah.
Always good.
Yeah, definitely. I was about to say, this album, I'm a massive fan, like as a lot of people are, of the last two. I'd only
Yeah.
ever skimmed this album, so thank God you brought it to me, because I've been sleeping on it heavy and I feel like an idiot.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
I
good.
feel like such a poser Series fan. No, it's been great.
Hell yeah, it
Awesome.
has been. All right, I'm going to run through the little facts of these two bands. Ceres, as I said, we covered them. I have no idea what episode number it was. I'm going to guess like 30
27?
something. 20.
Say 30, 31.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, it's back a while back. If you scroll back in the archives against Kiss Chasey. What was the album? Hymns for the Non-Believer.
I'm still not believable. Yeah.
Another great album. But this album is I Don't Want to Be Anywhere But Here. So Ceres, formed in Melbourne 2014. Tom Lanyon on the vocals, guitar. Sean Callanan, guitarist. Grant Young on the bass. Fran Mortar on the drums. And not at the time of this album, but now Stacey Cisavelli is also guitarist, keys. Her and Frank both play in Self-Talk, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who are another very cool band.
They're also married.
There you go.
Fun fact.
Whoa.
There
Didn't know that.
has been a few bands pop up like that where there's been like marriages in the bands, and I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this was their debut album, released on April 4th, 2014 by Hobbity Hoy Records. Beck Stevens, Jamie Hay, Def Cult are a few releases from them. It was produced by Aaron Dobos. I hope I pronounced his last name right, because we've actually had a beer with him in Melbourne. And that was
It'd be better pronounce
That
it
we
right.
did.
yeah, and that was the day we lost the camcorder, Brad.
Yeah.
Left at the pub, I think.
I think we left out that practice space with
Oh, yeah.
The whole
makes sense.
day was just hungover and
Yeah.
then drunk. There wasn't like a sober part, so there was
yeah.
Yeah.
danger.
That was tough. Was that the day the car broke down as well?
yeah.
No. Was it with the-
It,
no.
it was that tour, so
Yeah.
could have happened.
Things went
That was
wrong.
tough.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, Aaron, he did Jacob's Show Me Some Passion album.
Yeah.
He's also worked with Squid Fishing and a bunch more. He did Series album after this one too. Did he
Yeah.
do We Are a Team as well?
Don't know.
I'm
I
not sure.
don't think he did actually. I think it was just those two. I think.
Yeah,
I
right.
could be wrong.
We should look that
Anyway.
up. I should have looked it up. But anyway, yeah, he's very good. Not sure how many singles there were. Couldn't actually find it, but I'm assuming I Feel Fine, I Feel Sick was one. And I think Syllables.
I
I
think
know Syllables had a video.
Yeah, that's
I
why I
looked
was
it up
like,
and
yeah.
it was just syllables
right.
as official
Right.
singles. But obviously that one is the biggest track.
Yeah.
Off that album. But
Yeah.
yeah, on Wikipedia anyway.
Yeah, the trusty Wikipedia. What? I don't get my facts from Wikipedia. What? What are you talking about?
Doing research.
Yeah.
On the record.
Yeah, sick autography series. So Sly Withers, formed in Perth in 2015. I'm going to butcher these names. John O'Mara, guitarist, vocalist. Sam Blitvick, guitar vocalist. I'm pretty sure Sam listens, so sorry Sam if I butchered that. Joel Newbecker on the drums and Shay Moriarty on the bass. This is actually their second studio album. I think they released one like when they first started the band, but this was their first one on a label, I think. I'm going to assume so, because they released it with Due Process on June 11th of this year, 2021. Due Process, they got a bunch of bands on there. Wax, Mallrat, Tide Lion, are a few. It's produced by a guy called Matthew Templeman. I couldn't really find much on old Matthew Templeman, but he's worked with a band called Voyager, who I listened to, and they were pretty sick little Perth band. There was 4 singles: Cracks, Bougainvillea, Clarkson, and Breakfast. And this peaked at 10 on the ARIA charts, which is crazy.
So sick.
It's awesome that it did that. That's all I got for the facts. You know what it's time for. We're going to get into the... I've mentioned it like 3 times now, but this is such a good matchup. Sly Withers sound like... They sound like a mix between Ceres and Dear Seattle, I think. The like lyricism and honesty of Ceres, and then the hard-hitting guitars of Dear Seattle.
Fatness.
Yeah.
What if I said a bit of Heartaches as well?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to
100%.
say that, actually.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of Heartache.
I fucking love Heartaches.
Like
They
Heartaches
should come back.
Yeah.
Heartaches if they had I had it written down. Heartaches if it was a 4-piece.
But Jono,
And it
even
was
like his
fatter.
voice even sounds a bit like Ben David sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
the first thing I thought when I heard him. I was like, is this Ben David's second band?
I think they have similar accent, I think.
Yeah.
But from
Yeah.
Perth. Rather than Adelaide.
Yeah. we found a difference. Yeah, I like their singing a lot. I think they do the 2 vocals very well also.
Yeah, it's big
Yeah.
Mobo vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
For
actually
sure.
realise that it was 2 vocals for some reason.
Even when they play
don't know
live,
why.
it's like they've got each vocalist on either side too. It's
Yeah, I
just
like
like,
that.
yeah.
They sound kind of
That's
similar.
that's very Mobo. The bass
Like
in the
Mobo
middle.
Yeah.
as well.
Bass in the
it's-
middle.
Do you mean, Adam, you didn't notice before listening or like during listening?
No, I didn't notice before listening. Like I'd heard a lot of these songs as singles before, just on like Triple J or whatever. But listening, like actually not just listening in the car or whatever, or listening to it in passing, but
Yeah.
like really having a deep dive. Then I was like, wait, what the hell? And then looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't realise before.
It's very noticeable from the first song, Cracks.
Yeah,
The part where
but that's where
it just goes back to bass and drums, and then I'm actually not sure which singer sings there. I think it's Sam. Does Sam come in halfway through Cracks?
I think
Yeah.
it's
Could be wrong. Once again, sorry,
Sam
lads.
sings it from the start.
Okay, right. So Johnny
Yeah.
comes in.
Yes.
He's got
Yeah.
like the more like nasally voice, and then
Jono's
Yeah.
the Heartaches guy.
but from Perth.
But from Perth.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight.
Okay, fair call. I do think they sound. I actually thought their vocals kind of sound a little bit like Tom Lanyon from Ceres as well at parts, especially on the. Well, they're not really slower songs, but the more less intense songs. But they're very hard on your sleeve as well.
Yeah. I would say Tom Lanyon, I think of like all the like Australian punk bands that I can think of, he has such a distinctive voice, I think.
Yeah.
Like really distinctive. It really makes him stand out. That's why I think that might be my favourite thing about Ceres is just his voice. Just like, especially on this album, when he really gives it some. I think in Bartley
it some
Garden
herbs.
Breakup
Yeah.
Park, and he just goes
Yeah.
ham. It's like heartbreaking,
Oh, he really is.
but in a really good way.
My favorite part is, I don't know if it's the overall production, but well, it probably is, because like the tones that they use, the guitar tones are so like they're raw, and the vocals are raw as well, but they're clean enough to still like be super impressed and like really hear everything that they're playing, and I love it. It's like that perfect middle ground, and it works so well with what they're singing about.
Kind of like Mobo, actually.
Yeah.
That's another mention, music-wise.
Mm.
Sounds DIY, but like perfect. Yeah.
For sure.
I really like the first track, Jam Song, and I thought it was kind of interesting because it only has 2 lines in that, like lyrics-wise. It's just said in different tones and like in different ways, but it's so like it's probably my favorite song on there.
Sure.
The opener, and
it's definitely like an intro song compared
it's
to
such a good
compared to
intro
like
song.
Cracks, which is a great opener, but it's got hooks and stuff. But this is just like a straight up, just like
It's like
Straight
a
up.
little.
this is how it's going to be for the next 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
Straight up.
yeah.
It's
For
an
sure.
actual jam. Like I it feels like the kind of song that would just added like the vocals in last and been like, let's maybe add some vocals in here.
Yeah.
Checks out
Yeah.
with the name. My roommate had a story that he saw Ceres with the Jacob Boys, and they said, like, what songs do you want to hear? They didn't have a song, and I think Jamie might have said, play Jam Song, and they were like, yeah, let's do it. They were heaps keen on it. They were like, oh shit, yeah, real fan in the building.
Sick. That's such a punk rock thing, like going to a show and being like, what do you want us to play? And this band, Joyce, when we saw Joyce Manor at the Hammer, that was a whole set. Like, what do you want to hear next? Like, all right.
Yeah, they didn't have a set.
And we were just sitting there like, maybe something from Cody.
That
was me at least. I was like, oh,
we only
I
just
only know
started
Cody
getting
really.
into them. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh well.
But pretty good, Dad.
We've gone back.
Missed our opportunity, boys. Anyway, not true punks.
Have you, Pat? Have you seen Sly Withers in the series multiple times? Because I haven't seen. I actually haven't seen either band live.
Seen Sly Withers a few times. We played with them up in Melbourne a couple of years ago. It doesn't feel like a couple of years ago, but it was like, 2019, so before everything went crazy.
Yeah.
And then, they came and played down in Hobart a while ago, like July, maybe.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, it was like real recent. It was the Explode Interview
Right.
single tour, which was supposed to be like ages ago, but it kept getting pushed back. But it got to the point where they'd released like 3 more singles, and now Explode Interview didn't even end up on the album. So like it was like been that long. So like they did that tour, and it was so sick. And yeah, Ceres are like a little. I remember it was 2014 or something. I think the first time I saw Ceres, they came to Lonnie.
Damn.
And it was like the Breath of Life after party. It was like this music festival, this day music festival that used to be out in Lonnie. I think like Macklemore was headlining. And yeah, they teamed up with like Future Music Festival and got all these hectic bands. But yeah, and then all the Luca Brasi guys were there because they like opened, like they were on the small stage opening the day or something. And like, you got to come and see this band Series, like the best band ever. And like cuts to like, us there at like 11 p.m. and they're just all cooked wearing like Essendon footy Guernseys for some reason. And it was a similar thing, like Series didn't have an encore. So like, but everyone was just like yelling at him to come back. So like Tom came back and played Luck off like their first EP. But it must have been this album tour, I reckon. That would have been the first time.
This came in 2014. I was going to say, Ceres are one of those bands that are so beloved by Australia's biggest bands.
Yeah, it's like every band's favourite band. It's just like,
exactly right.
Which is, it's really cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. And they're such nice guys. And they're sort of, they lay really low when they're not doing anything. So they're a bit of an enigma almost.
Yeah, you don't hear about them at all.
One of those bands, when they change their profile picture, everyone's like, oh shit, like what's happening?
Yeah, it's coming.
What's up?
It's kind of like...
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, because everyone's just content all the time. And
I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah.
It's like, give me attention like now.
Yeah, especially because they've been doing it for like... since they started. So they're just like, it's sweet. So they got a lot of, patience and trust in the process.
Yeah.
The social content
100%.
process.
They do have very diehard fans for sure.
Yeah.
You got to go to a Ceres show. It's actually like so hectic. Like it sounds emotional on the record, but like watching Tom Lanyon do it live is insane.
Oh yeah, big time.
Could imagine.
Do you have this album on vinyl? Any of you?
Yeah.
John T does, my roommate.
You do too,
I
Pat.
chucked on this morning.
Might have to get it, to be honest.
Fucking slaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good. So
these albums.
And it's a good sounding vinyl as well.
Yeah, these albums are both really good, and I'm really glad we're doing them first week Australian Music Month because they're both so like Australian, like
good, and good examples of Australian.
Yeah, the best parts of Australian rock.
Not too gronky. I don't know. There's just a lot of like Australian music that's just a bit gross and just like doesn't really typify what the rock punk sound is. Like the best of it, but I think these albums are both great.
Yeah, I agree. Australian rock can be cringy sometimes, but like when it's not, like these two albums, it's so good. But it is. I think it's hard to pull off without just like talking about beers.
Yeah,
when's Australian emo going to become a thing?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I feel like
maybe
that should
it
be
is.
like
Maybe it is.
Is it a Spotify like genre already?
Aussie
like when you get Like
There
your
is such
Spotify
a
Wrapped
big
in this stuff,
community
like
for it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I was
so many
thinking,
bands,
do you reckon like US bands listen? They have like, oh, you got to check out the Aussie emo scene. Like,
Like we're like
They're
the
there, you
Midwest
just don't know
emo,
about
and
it.
then, like,
yeah. I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I swear they just say Aussie band. They wouldn't
I
like.
think
Yeah.
Smith Street Band back in the day did get a fair bit of like they did all that Tiny Elephant or whatever in America.
yeah,
and,
that US love them over there.
yeah, and
They
they
still do,
because they were
I
good
think.
friends with Jeff Rosenstock as well,
Yeah,
Cool.
and he's like the godfather over there. Like he's just
Yeah.
the king of the Midwest emo scene. So
Yeah.
I think he paraded them around for a bit. But
True.
other than that,
Courtney,
I can't really think
Courtney
of anyone.
Barnett.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Probably
Courtney
bigger
Barnett.
than-
she's almost broken into like a different scene though. Like she's
Yeah.
I
just
feel like
yeah.
started
Yeah.
off kind of emo, but now it's just like I don't know, indie
Just-
star.
Australiana.
Yeah, Australiana.
Yeah.
Australia.
it's like once you're on Ellen, I think you're like a little bit above.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
You're above the Aussie
underground.
emo scene.
You're no longer an underground artist. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, exactly right.
Well, Ellen and Jimmy Fallon and every single
Yeah.
late night show.
selling out
She's
the
done
Greek
the circuit.
theatre and whatever else she's
Yeah.
doing.
Good for her.
Sweet.
Uh,
Should we get into the segments?
Yeah, let's do that.
All
That's
right.
not crack.
Let's do it then. Let's kick it off with Get Inked.
Get inked.
Making some tattoo designs from these albums. So my Ceres tattoo, it's get this right. I think I've talked it up too much. It's the song Jam Song, but I just went for something really simple. Like you could actually get this as a tattoo. It's not funny. Just like a little jar of like Cotty's strawberry jam, but Ceres is in like it says Ceres on the font.
That would
That's
be
all.
alright.
In the coddy, in the like the
In the
Cotty's font.
Yeah, on like the font. You get
Yeah.
like some little strawberry jam.
That's alright.
with like the tartan top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Anywho, and then from Sly Withers, from the song Taking Steps, the song I've started taking steps, deconstructing plans. That's really all the line you need, because I'm thinking like a press shot of the band, but in like the style of like a blueprint for construction plans. Like that type of
It's cool.
art. Yeah.
As a tattoo,
As a tattoo.
right?
It can be like 3D as well.
Or as a t-shirt.
Nah,
That's
3D tattoo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's decent.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice.
With all the bunch of lines and stuff.
Yeah. Cheers. Brad, what are
I can
yours?
see that. Okay. From Half a Meter from Ceres. I think it's one of the last lines. What if Melbourne was a mirror? Depending on if you're a good person or not. I'm thinking like Dan Andrews looking himself in the mirror, and in the mirror he could be wearing either like a clown suit or his regular suit or like a mechanic's jumpsuit. He could be like a working class guy. Just, yeah. Dan Andrews staring himself and what the
Having a
public
good,
sees
good
as
hard
him.
look at himself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh shit. From is it Bougainvillea? Is that how you say it? Bougainvillea?
I think it's Bougainvillea and they just spells it
Gain?
differently.
I'm not too sure, but
Bogan.
yeah. The line is, "This is just temporary. I can get this back on track if I just fall right back, rinse and repeat." I was feeling like just like a someone putting their hands through their hair as a tattoo, and it says "rinse and repeat." I didn't really have a good. I was thinking maybe hands, like washing hands, like it was like a sign, like rinse and repeat with Sly Withers on top, maybe.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, very good.
Mm.
Very alright. Very alright. Very average.
Always next time. What are yours,
Yes.
Adam? Mine for series, from Middle Names. I think the line is faith and pain and water. I was just thinking like some rosary beads and then some Panadol and a glass of water, maybe.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Cool.
Or Faith Hope, a picture of Faith Hope, who's a country music star that my mum likes. Maybe that
Cool.
one as well.
Or Faith Plus 2, the band from South Park that Cartman starts.
Oh yeah, that would be actually way better.
Yeah.
A picture of that band, some Panadol and water. Thanks, Will.
Faith Plus 2.
That's really good. And then my one for Sly
No,
Withers.
it's plus 1. I'm so sorry. It's Faith plus 1.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry.
Sorry, I forgive you.
South Park fans.
My one for
Going crazy.
Sly Withers has got really nothing to do with the lyrics. just this is a massive cop out just for Clarkson. I was just hoping that there would be some reference to, I know it's the town, but like Jeremy Clarkson or Kelly Clarkson. So I would just maybe just a picture of those two people hugging.
I like
Just
that.
Jeremy
Shaking
Clarkson and Kelly Clarkson hugging. And
I just love that
the
one because
tag.
that's like such a far-fetched just idea in general. There's
Yeah,
no other
it
way
is.
those two
They would
people
hate
come
each other,
together.
I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
Clarksons.
there you go. The Clarksons.
Clarkson.
That would be a great show, actually. Just those two.
Keeping up with the Clarksons. That's good.
Anyway,
Yeah, that was a good one. Pat, what were your tattoo designs?
I went pretty simple. So for like Sly Withers, I had cracks, and just like the cracks they start showing, but have it like written sort of so it looks like cracks.
oh, nice.
On your butt crack.
Yeah.
Right on top of your butt crack.
So yeah, that was like pretty straight. And like for series, I was thinking for syllables. If you happen to be one of those people that wanted to get your partner's name on them, get their name. But like, you know how when you see like in the dictionary when it says like it has like the word phonetically,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and you have like the dots in between
The
their
dots,
names.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
I was
really
actually
cute.
my original tattoo
I like
was
that.
that, but the lyric with all the dots, I was like, that is so shit. So I,
But
It's
yours
like
is way better.
yeah, the Cotty's Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that too. Yeah, no stuff, Pat. And
Great.
good
Easily
work.
the best.
They were actually, real tattoos.
keeping up with the Clarksons. All right, let's do the ad. We are picking our favorite songs. We're going to put them in our play. I keep forgetting to mention the actual playlist, but there's a playlist on Spotify. It's called the Record Royale Ads. It currently has 426 songs in there. So if you're looking for 26 hours and 38 minutes worth of music,
mixed
We got-
genres.
we got you sorted. Yeah,
Everything.
Mixed.
So mixed.
Not really suitable for any situation.
No.
Maybe like a 26-hour long shift.
You may
Hopefully-
have to switch between Megadeth and like Miley Cyrus straight after or something stupid like that. But enjoy.
Yeah, it'll be good. And we're going to add 6 more songs into there. Pat, you can go first. What are your top 2 songs, one from each album?
For Sly Withers, it's probably Bougainvillea. I think it's such a tune.
Great track. It
Like-
is.
So good.
I love the chorus. How it sort of, it sounds like it should be like a turnaround and then go back to the top, but they just like the lyrics just keep coming. It's like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
super cool. And for Ceres, I don't live in Melbourne, so I don't know how to pronounce. Is it Tacoma? Upway Tacoma Belgrave? That song.
I don't know.
Don't ask
Fine,
these
I'm
guys. We don't know how to say things.
Well,
like
it's
that,
no
but
one from Victoria.
It is
no
a
one
great
can
track.
correct it. But yeah, I just like the drop in that song is so huge. Like where he goes like, "This is where the fire spreads," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's huge every
Mm.
time."
It is great.
Nice.
Can I say this
Um,
before, actually? Sorry. Just a
Yeah,
side
yeah.
note. The end of the series album is so good.
Yeah.
And often we find with albums that they tail off and then they have a big finale, but the back half of this album is maybe my favourite, I reckon.
It's true
Such a
to
good
what the
run
album
through there.
is.
Yeah.
Doesn't deviate.
Mm.
Deviate.
Any good.
Adam, what are yours?
For Sly Withers, what did I write? Oh yeah, the last track, Positives.
Yeah,
Dang
that
it.
song's cool.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, just lots of it's group vocals galore.
Yeah.
Massive, big fat guitars. It's a really good closer. It's like what you want, I reckon, in a closing track. I love it, and I think it encapsulates a lot of the album really well. So yeah,
It
I'll go
also
with that
like
one.
says, "Hey, we're a live band. Come see us
Yeah,
live."
exactly. Come watch
Yeah.
us. This is the end of our album, and of course, it will be the end of our set as well,
Yeah.
which is what I want.
Surely it
And
is.
then for series, I went with "Try to Keep You." The drumming on that track is so good. Actually, I have written down here. It kind of reminds me of something off Untitled, like Blink-182. The drumming, it's like
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's really good.
Fast hi-hats.
Yeah, fast hi-hats, lots of energy, and I think it's probably my favorite chorus on the album. So I'll go with that.
Nice. What are yours, Brad?
I had Positives as well.
Sucked in.
I didn't realize how due I was for some gang vocals.
Yeah.
It was great to see.
They're
I'm
well
gonna
mixed
do
as well.
Taking Steps.
That's good.
For Sly Withers. I think that's that song. I found that to have the most like impactful lyrics to me. I think.
Yeah.
It talked about like how it's like fine. It's okay to be like fail and go back into old habits because you're aware of that sort of stuff, and it's good to move forward in that way.
Yeah.
And for series, I'm just gonna go jam song. I know it's like
It is.
easy to say jam song's the best, but and it's probably like shouldn't be because it's just it is a jam song with some float vocals, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
is good. It's you don't skip it.
No, hell no.
Mine for series is the song after that, Middle Names. I think I think it's a perfect showcase. If if you were to pick like 3 series songs or like 5 series songs, just how they sound. Like the chorus is so catchy and like the raw but like punchy guitars and drums. I really like that song. And then I'm doing the opener for Gardens, Cracks. I've had that part where it's just the bass drums and the vocals come in. It's like, hey, I'm 1,000 miles away. And it's it's mad. That song has a bunch of different sections, but it still sounds tight. Nice. Heaps of good songs on these albums.
So many.
Could have said a bunch more, but we only got a few. Go check it out. Record Red Ads on Spotify. 26 hours and 38 minutes. probably about closer to
Need to listen to
27
something
hours.
for over a day. Come right this way.
We got you covered. All right, let's do it. You know what I'm talking about. Yep, let's do Shark Tank.
It's a smash hit.
Alrighty, Pat. Don't know if I mentioned this one to you, but Shark Tank. That's right. Just like the TV show Shark Tank, we'll be taking a song title. However, they don't take song titles to make their businesses on the show. They should.
Wish they did.
Yeah, it'd be better.
Anyway.
The businesses would be shitter like ours. Taking a song title, making a business, we're pitching it to you, and you got to tell us which one you're spending all your hard-earned cash on.
All right. I've got about $40, so it's good.
That'll do.
That's all I need.
Most of our ideas cost millions of dollars. So.
They either cost millions or something that you don't need to
Or it's
invest.
just illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal and doesn't cost. Just
Yeah.
murdering someone. Anyway.
Mine's a little bit illegal. So mine's
What
illegal. Yeah, so I'll kick it off. Mine is from the last track on the series album, Bless the Thief.
Mm-hmm.
This one's dumb. This is a dumb. So it's a one-man confession. So it's a confessional booth, but where thieves can come to confess their sins prior to what they're going to do. So if they know they're going to break the law, they come and tell the priest, and then like the thieves can confide in the priest, who is like probably actually me, and then I blackmail them into giving me 20% of whatever they're stealing. So if they're going to steal like,
Or you call the cops.
yeah, and in return I won't tell them I won't tell anyone what they're about to do. So like they come and confess their sins. But the incentive for them is if they do get caught, I will provide the court with like a testimony and like an alibi on their behalf. So I'm willing to lie in front of a court of justice. In return, I get 20% of whatever they're stealing.
Just feels like.
But what if they get caught and then like you've got 20% of what they stole? Like doesn't that involve you in some way?
Then
they
you're
get
involved.
no. Only if they get caught in the act. If I get the 20%, I'm out. No trace.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's like
How do you stop that? Do you have a system in place?
no, we'll figure it out. The confessional booth. No, cops don't come into the confessional booth.
Sounds like it's a lose-lose
It's
situation.
the church. Cops don't go near the church.
Yeah. So yeah. Bless the thief.
Decent. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That was great, Will.
Cheers. What's yours, Adam?
Mine is an app. Funnily enough, they're always apps. It's an augmented reality game called Cracks, and you film yourself walking. And you know how like when you're a kid, you like try to avoid the cracks while you're walking.
Yeah.
And you don't want to step on them. It's kind of just basically that, but you just get points when you don't step on cracks, and that's the whole game.
It's like a VR game.
It's just it's augmented reality, so you're just like filming yourself walking,
Simple but effective. I like it.
and it just like tallies how many cracks you've avoided. That's
That's
it.
Is it tricky or is it literally just like a footpath where the cracks are all perfect?
Well, it depends. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It like adapts to wherever you are. So maybe it grades. It'll be on that footpath. It'll be like, this is
generated.
a beginner footpath.
Yeah.
But then you might walk on some crazy tiles,
Yeah.
and then that's expert.
Cool. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
There
is
you
pretty
go.
cool. What's yours, Brad? What do you got for
Mine's
us?
also called Bless the Thief.
Is it a one-man
so-
confessional booth?
I've taken a bit of a different route. Bless the Thief, or BTT, is your go-to booby trap and like comedic security service. So think like Home Alone, Home Alone, and Shindigs put together. So it's like, and like, we're talking like big comedic anvils, trapdoors, illusions, mouse traps, big mouse traps.
Is this like a shop?
Yeah, it's like a shop.
Right.
And the service is it? Do they set it
We
up?
can
for
set
you?
it up for you. We can set up like a little rope to pull down the anvil.
Is the anvil included in the like the cost, or do you have to supply
Yeah.
your own?
No, you can get it from us. We can do it.
You can rent it because you're not going to use the anvil.
Yeah, it could be like a renting service.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like a
Yeah,
kids'
we're
party?
here to help you catch the perpetrator as hilariously and as unsafely as possible.
That is really good. Brad.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Shindigs meet.
It could, and there's like the
Macaulay-
joke.
Macaulay
There's like the
Culkin.
joke section, and then you got to go over the counter to get like the actual anvils.
And dynamite and stuff.
Yeah, the actual dynamite. It was like kids' dynamite. Yeah, this is the real
Kids
deal.
dynamite.
What's the difference between kids' dynamite and normal dynamite shovel?
Bit smaller.
Yeah. Kids' dynamite's just like,
Lollies.
and
It's
then
funner.
real dynamite's like kablamo.
Yeah, well said. All right, Pat. What are you thinking? Bless the Thief
But-
1, Bless the Thief 2, or Cracks?
I think there's just too many legal issues with Bless the Thief 1.
Yeah.
I can see it going down
Really?
so bad. I think so.
Wow.
Well, I
And
mean, I
business
just feel,
sustainability. I don't think you'll.
like, are you telling them that it's like? Are you telling them that you're going to blackmail them when they come in, or like, are you saying it's free?
Yeah, no, after yeah, they know. They know what they're getting themselves into.
Okay.
It's like, fine, I'll give away 20% of what I'm about to steal. In return, I get like an alibi and like a testimony.
You're gonna have to set up with like a heaps crooked bank to be able to like get that going. You have to make so many different bank accounts. 'cause
Nah,
it's gonna
hopefully it's just like
you.
all. It's just like
Cash.
all cash or
Diamonds.
physical products. Yeah, like TVs.
Gold bars.
Like bars of gold, eh?
Guns.
I think
Some myrrh.
I think Cracks has the potential to be like that game of the summer, you know, like Pokemon Go,
Yeah,
Like,
just one.
because it's super simple, and I bet you like it'd be so easy to get addicted to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a genuinely good idea.
And it'll get you out and about as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Access
Probably-
it, yeah.
I did think you'll probably run into stuff. I think it'll be like
Yeah.
Pokemon Go. I think people will die.
yeah, there'd be
But-
like two people that would like get injured, and then it would be
Yeah,
banned.
and they'll be banned. Yeah,
But it'd be a pretty good couple of weeks.
yeah.
Right?
Thanks.
But I think I can't go past Bless the Thief too. But I was just
Yes.
just because I would want to try that.
Yeah.
It's genius.
I need it in my life.
Thank you. I think so too.
Well done, Brad.
Thank you.
I would have
pretty
probably
well.
gone yours too. Adam's yours
Yeah,
was
me
great
too.
though as well. They were good this week. Well, mine was dumb, but
Yours
yours
was
were
funny.
good.
I think Adams is like so good that it's just like actually a good idea. Like someone's
Yeah,
probably
it's
going to
not-
steal that after you listen.
It's not
Well,
for this segment.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's for the real Shark Tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've had a few of them. They were just
Taking
like
it straight
good.
to the bank, baby.
Yeah.
Dynamite
invest.
shovel was my best. Just a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dynamite Shovel band name. All right, we got one more segment left. We're gonna do 2 truths and a lie. That is right. Bradley's up this week. 2 truths,
I am.
1 lie. Spit them out to us. We got to guess the lie, Pat.
Right, yeah. So these are all from facts about Sly Withers. Number 1. Jono and Sam from Sly Withers used to busk at cafes and farmers markets. Artists like Jack Johnson, Matt Corby, Oasis, The Fray were some of the covers on their set.
How to save a life? Where did I go
Yeah.
wrong?
So we're talking that era. Number 2, Matt has musical backgrounds with the trumpet and drums, and they've actually trialed and tested a band called Sly Withers, which is a joke ska band that they just do when they're practicing.
That's fun.
And number 3, a Sly Withers superfan flew from Perth to Brisbane to watch them play purely because he didn't like the venue in Perth.
That's heaps funny.
I love
I
that
reckon
because so many people are like, coming to Perth. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Like,
just-
fuck the from Brisbane.
I reckon that one's true. I reckon you might have made up the scar with this.
I so want it to be true though.
Yeah.
Like, I've not heard it, but I just want it to be true so bad.
Wait, who did you say played the trumpet in the band?
Matt.
There's no Matt in the band.
Oh. What? Oh, I've got it from Matt Corby. My bad. I've like copied and pasted Matt.
All right.
My bad. Sorry, Sam.
Sam. Okay.
I reckon that one's a lie from that little hiccup.
No, he's done it on purpose.
Or actually, the first one could be it, because Brad could be just going, there's 2 singers. They might have just been like an acoustic duo. What
And
are some acoustic
there's
duo
some pretty-
songs? And then
yeah.
he's just listed them.
Yep. I'm thinking that one now too. I think I'm blocking out the last one. I reckon that's true. What are you thinking, Pat?
I'm thinking the second one is the lie.
Scar Withers.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah, I hope you made that one up.
I'm gonna go with number 1. I think.
Mm-hmm.
You-
Adam's usually right.
Yeah.
What are you going?
Are you going
No,
number?
I'm wrong. Then he wouldn't point that out.
Are you going to Pat? The
Yeah.
Scar Withers. All right. Fuck it. I'll go number 3. The Perth fan then.
Rightio. I'll start with number 1.
Bugger.
They did play. They did busk at cafes and farmers markets. They said that they liked cafes more because there was more suits in there and they'd give them more money.
I didn't know you could busk at a cafe, or like out the front of one.
It was like at the front.
Yeah,
Yeah. Number 2. There was no Scar Withers.
You made that up.
I got it right,
Yeah.
but I'm
There should
sad.
be.
Yeah.
They.
That's
I
perfect.
watched this interview and they just said he mentioned they did play the trumpet and then he just said Scar Withers and I was like, that's,
so you didn't make up the
yeah.
name.
There's no band that they played at.
Right.
And this super fan named Toby, and it's true.
Shout out to Toby if you're listening.
Yeah.
How did they find out? Did he tell them?
That is new. Yeah, they told him. Yeah, and apparently it was on their like slowly and Scar Withers tour, and he didn't even stay to watch slowly. He like went and done something else.
Go on. Went down the valley.
It's the biggest power move. Like,
Yeah.
He must be rich.
Yeah.
In Brizzy.
Money must mean nothing to that guy.
Well, Toby, if you're listening, get in touch.
Give me some money.
We want
Pay
to
for
know.
my
We want to
album.
know what you did while Slowly were playing.
Yeah.
Hope there's a good story out of it. Well done, Pat, and well done, Brad. That was a good fib.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good
All right,
work.
we got to rate these albums out of 10. Out of 10 what, though? Out of 10 jam flavors.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And then out of 10...
Kelly Clarkson's.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Pat, we're going to do series. We're going to go around the hypothetical table. Give series out of 10. I can't even remember what I just said.
Jams.
Jam flavors. We're giving out of 10. And we don't do decimal points. So a flat number.
Too easy. I'll go.
Yep.
You can kick it off.
I said 8 for series.
Mhm.
Just because like the next 2 albums are so good as well, and you can't start too high, you know.
Yeah. I agree. Pretty much the exact same reasons. But I'm doing 8. But this is such a good album. And I've never actually listened to this before. But it is such a good Aussie album. Oh, maybe I might go 9. Nah, I'm going to go 8. I'm sticking with 8 too. 8 feels right for this series album. 8 flavors of jam. Brad, what are you giving it?
I think I gave Drag Down You an 8, and I think I like that better. So I think I might go with 7. Unfortunately, I feel like this album just doesn't have those epic moments that album does, but I love the more grittiness that this album brings, and the more DIY, and like the fully gut wrenching lyrics. So yeah, it's just not as good as Drag It Down You for me.
Fair call, mate. No dramas. Adam?
I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I think I gave Drag It Down You a 9. And I do think that this one is one less. But I think it is so good. And I can't believe that I've been sleeping on it because I think there's some songs on this that are now up there with my favourite Ceres songs. I think Try to Keep You, the one that I said, is right up there now. So I'm so glad that you've made me stop being a Ceres poser. It's great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It feels like it's been a while since we've only had 4 people on the pod. We've already smashed through one album. How good.
Crazy.
Let's do the other one. Sly Withers Gardens out of 10. Kelly Clarkson's. Pat, what are you giving it?
I said 9. It was real hard like comparing these because I love them so much personally. So I kind of tried to go more like technically, judge them technically, like subjectively, or objectively, I guess. But I guess like I think musically it's just a little bit more, has a bit more depth than the Ceres album does, and it's just I think it's a bit cleaner. I guess that just comes down to like the emotion of it. I guess Ceres is a bit all over the place just because like it's meant to be. But
Exactly.
yeah, I went a solid 9 for Gardens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Truly epic.
Good to hear.
I couldn't split them. I'm going 8. I think this album, it's so sick that it charted like on the ARIA chart so well because it's a straight up rock punk emo album from an Australian band that don't hold their Australianness back at all. And the lyrics are so like they're very well written songs, but they go super hard. I actually think I like the instrumentation on the Ceres album better, but the overall sound on Gardens I think I prefer. So yeah, I can't split them. I'm going 8 as well. Brad?
No, I'm going to give Sly Withers the advantage. Yeah, I'm going to go a solid 8. I think there's so much to love about this album. And I think that how they talk about self-care is really well done and super important. And I love... the guitars were sick. We didn't really touch on them. Some of the guitar progressions are so cool and like just interesting as well. Yeah. And with the double vocals as well. It's not... What more do you want?
Fair call.
It's got it all.
Yeah, rightio. Adam, bring it home.
I'm going to give this one a 9 as well,
Dang.
actually. Wow. Yeah, I definitely did. Just the guitar. It's so fat, this album. Like, it is really...
The mix
really
is insane.
large.
Yeah.
It's a massive mix.
Fat mix.
And, yeah, the mix is so good, which... usually I'm more about, like, the more kind of DIY sounding stuff like Ceres, but this I just really into. It sounds like big production... playing at bloody stadiums or something. It's just huge. Which is great to hear from an Australian band because I feel like sometimes Australian bands don't like want to do that. Maybe it's like tall poppy syndrome a little bit. They kind of don't want to feel like they're the big rock band, but this is like a big rock album. Even though it's also really emotional though, and it's got like the substance to back it up. It's a great Australian album, this one. I really liked it.
The thing with the mixes as well, everything's so loud, but nothing gets lost in it. I think
it's really wide. Like,
yeah.
I feel like Ceres is a lot more like together and like straight down the middle. But the guitar mix and I guess it's just the way they write as well, where all the guitars like basically always harmonizing.
Yeah,
it just makes it sound so huge.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, I loved it.
Couple of large scores again. We've been doing some pretty good albums, but Sly Withers Gardens gets the win. 34 out of 40.
Woo-hoo. Wow.
Beats Ceres. I don't want to be anywhere but here. 31 out of 40. Still a tasty little score. Hell yeah. We did it.
We did it.
We done
So
it.
good.
First episode of Australian Music Month. In the bag. In the books, as
Feels
they say.
good.
It does feel good. A couple of damn good albums. Pat, thank you so much for bringing those ones on.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm genuinely stoked to be on.
Hey, we love to hear it.
I'm excited to hear what else you've got in store for Australian Music Month.
Jimmy
Speaking of
Barnes
which-
is coming on next week.
Yeah.
I wish.
And then Mossy the week after. Next week, we've actually mentioned one of these artists already on this episode. We're doing Courtney Barnett. Sometimes I sit and think, and sometimes I just sit. Verse
Huge.
RVG, Quality of Mercy, with
Sick.
Jack Davies of Jack Davies and the Bush Chooks.
The Bush Chooks.
Huge.
Perth act, that one.
Courtney
So
Barnett
that's
was on
Sly
my list of albums too, so
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't pick that one.
I forgot what we were doing for a second then, and then you said Courtney Barnett, and I was like, wait a second, Courtney Barnett's not coming on the pod. And then I was, so, yeah.
That's the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but that's next week with Jack. Pat, thanks for coming on the show. It's been nice when we have listeners come on the show. It's a little bit fun.
It's
Very
great.
cool.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me, guys. And yeah, I'll be listening. So
Appreciate it. All right, you can follow us on oh my goodness, follow us on the socials at Record Royale. Pretty much just Instagram though. Go check us out on there. I said I was going to do a album battle poll.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't had
Green
time.
Day.
Been back at work. I'm back working. The whole state's back living their 2019 lives again. Well, not really. I can't actually leave Newcastle yet. Central Coast yet. So just working. But I might do that next week if I can remember. So follow us on the socials. Go check out the Sleepyheads and all their tunes, especially the latest one with Connor from Bugs. It's a little ripper. You're going to love it. Buy a tote bag from recordroyale.com.au. And we'll see you next week. Another episode of Australian Music Month. Go listen to all the Australian music you want. But in particular, you can listen to Courtney Barnett and RVG because we're doing them next week. All right. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Thanks, Pat.
Bye.
Bye.
see ya.